Good evening and welcome to The Bench Jeweler. I'm Mike and we own the website mybenchjeweler.com. We'll link it down below after we get done with the video. This video is a continuation on our pneumatic engraver. We had to kind of start over as if you've watched the first video there, you'll realize that we had made a terrible error and did a trademark infringement, so we just decided to take anything that had to do with it off and start over with them. We had a couple different designs that we had worked on in the last couple years. Now this one here is a pulse graver, and it was just a crude design so we could play with it and see if we could make them work to our satisfaction. After a year and a half of playing around with, I don't know how many designs we came up with. We've decided that the pneumatic graver, this fellow right here, came out to be the very best engraver that we could come up with, and it works strictly on air. There's no box that you set up on top and adjust the nut like this one here is. It adjusts the nut here in order to get the pneumatic pulse graver to work. You can screw this in or out, and that would put that piston in rhythm, and you could actually do quite a bit of engraving with it, but it never had the power behind it that I was interested in. We do stone setting and bright cutting and wrinkle cutting and stuff like that, and that's done with Engraver, and I generally do it with a push graver, but and that would be this one here. This is the little push graver, and we make these too, by the way, and I think a set of two sells for about $42, but that includes your pre-sharpened engraver blades or graver blades. So these are really nice, by the way. They are all aluminum, and they have 2-set screws, so you can adjust the length of your graver. We put a 2.5-inch engraver blade in here, blank, and then sharpen it. And it's sharpened for basically bright cutting, and then there's another graver blank that's sharpened to do wrinkle cutting. So this is kind of a nice tool, and we'll be putting that up on the website here one of these days pretty soon. So with that, I was having a little trouble trying to keep the blade from floating on the engraver. Now this is exactly the same engraver, only this has got a steel handle, and it's quite heavy. So we still have an all steel, gosh darn it, get this out of the way. We still have a steel housing here, but we used an aluminum handle because it's so much lighter and a lot easier to handle. So plenty of action available on that. So that since we had to start over, we really didn't have any videos on how well this worked, and I've decided today was a day to quit dragging my feet and get some new videos up on YouTube and for our website, and see if we can start showing how powerful this little device is. Now, what we were having problems with was the graver digging in too deep, and what we did is we changed the angle of the blade, so we're more or less about 50 to 60 degrees instead of 45. I think it was just too tight, too steep, and it didn't want to float like you'd want it to, and so I've been playing with it quite a bit to see if I could get it to work neatly. We reduced the amount of heel we put on the back side of it and increased the angle, and I think it works a lot better now. So it would be helpful if I was a full-fledged engraver, but I'm not. So it takes a long time and a lot of practice and a lot of brass blanks. You might want to start with some copper blanks, and I've been looking for a place to buy them so that we could sell those, you know, really inexpensively. So I don't know, a couple dozen of them, because you just chew up brass way too fast, and it's expensive. So with that said, maybe we'll run a video here. We'll handle this without kicking on all the time, so you just have to bear with me when it does. It's a little bit noisy. It's quieter than most of them. I would recommend a larger air compressor, and I don't know exactly what the CMF should be. We're looking into that so I can give you an accurate account, but definitely it needs a little more than just a little single chamber compressor here. So with that, I'll get up. That's a tired old body. And this is just a piece I grabbed out of the scrap pile, and I cut a chunk off and put it on the engraver vise. So this foot valve, there is no choke on this. I mean, so you can't change the stroke. It has all medium or less, and you can just start out very simple. And you can tell that that's hitting mighty hard. So that is not the high end to this, by the way. I'm running at about 20 pounds. And you can go right up, I think, to about, we figured 30-35 pounds on these, and before it floats out. But and I'll tell you, it's got so much power you can't use it. So I'm using mine to demonstrate. I don't, on the compressor, I did a setup for the, let's see if I can do that. I did a setup for the dryer for it. You really need to have a water trap on your filter, and I sell those along with a full kit. But you really need to keep these as clean as you can, and you can these on. Oh, maybe this one don't. See if I got a different one here. Yeah, these on screw. And then you can clean the inside of these out, and I recommend doing that after you're done working all day with your engraver. You can let it sit for a day or two; it won't hurt anything. This one's been sitting for a week, and I haven't done anything with it. So let's go ahead and see if we can put a line down here without taking my finger off. That gives you an idea how deep I can go. It'd really help if I knew what I was doing. are seeing this. So I'm trying to look at the monitor and run the engraver, and it's not doing me very good. Light stroke. And I think a guy really needs to learn to do that first before he tries it. So, I think old bench jeweler needs to do a little more practice here. Some of you guys are probably really good, and we'd love to see somebody that has a push graver that knows what he's doing. Start using one of our pneumatic engravers. These, I'll tell you what, one of the problems here is when you're pushing, you don't let this get ahead of you out here like that. That's what's been happening to me. It really needs to stay inside. So when you start, you got to kind of get your graver in, and then make sure that stays in, and it engraves a whole lot better. See how it gets out of there? Now I could reduce the amount of air pressure, and it might even help. I think maybe 17 or 18 pounds would probably work better. But right now it's at right around 20 or 22 pounds. And so we'll... Well, it gets away from you fast. Alrighty, you've got a demo on it. So I'm going to try and do 3 or 4 more, especially if I can figure out how to, oops, here, back in. See if I can figure out how to make a couple of designs or something with it. I don't know, I may have the blade still not quite right. They say about 60 degrees when you're doing line engraving. And so I'm kind of guessing about where that 60 degrees was. And think we probably had enough of me. There she is, boys and girls. Just to show you, they all work the same. So this one's a lot easier to handle because it's a lot lighter and you're not apt to push quite so hard with it. So this one here is quite a bit heavier, but I've learned to use this one for a lot of the little things. I haven't tried the stone set with it yet. That might be a trick in itself, but I might drill a few holes in a brass plate and see if I can put a CZ together and see if I can do a cut. And might be able to get that to work. So that would probably be another demo that I'd like to do once I kind of figure these out. So with that, I'll kind of let you go on this one. And we do have these on our website under Jewelry Tools. Go to mybenchjeweler.com and then go to Jewelry Tools, and you will see all kinds of stuff up there that we build, manufacture for jewelry. We also do a lot of clock kits. We do clock oil kits, and we do oilers, and we manufacture those ourselves and put them together here. They're made in USA, and I believe in that strongly, that we need to get back to that. So the regulator that we use has an air trap on it, and it has a water trap, and you can drain the water off. And I think a guy needs to do that. And like I said, these are not that hard to work with. But if you think that if you've never done too much engraving and you're just going to walk into it, I got news for you. I've been a jeweler for 40 years. Of course, I never had a power engraver, and so I really can't speak that how easy it is to learn it. But I know that I've nailed my finger a couple times because I got my hand up over the whoops. You don't want to get your hand up here like that and then slip off. That it'll nail that finger every damn time, and boy, I'll tell you, that hurts, especially when you drive that in there. But I haven't done that in years, by the way, but I have with push gravers gotten up here too high, and that's an easy. And here's another area right in here. Oh, that hurts. if you let your graver slip off. So you always want to try to remember to hold it clear down here on your ball. That's I know I'm laughing, but it does hurt. And I've done that I've done it a dozen times in the years that I've been a jeweler. So hope you guys enjoy these little videos. They are so much fun to try and make, and then of course I have a hell of a time thinking of what I want to say before I say it. But one of these evenings, or one of these videos, I'm going to try and put a quick video at the end. It's my grandson and myself, Brogan, and we have a little beehive out at the farm. and I finally found the video I was looking for, and it was the very first, about 2 years ago, or 2.5. It was the very first video that we filmed. It was my very first hive, and we'd gotten it as a swarm. So we really didn't know what we were doing. And the video is so funny, but I think it needs to be put on with my tools here. Just something for the end of a nice evening with our videos. And it was quite hilarious because he was so scared that he was going to get stung. I don't think he ever did, but then the bees come after me, and so I don't think we ever got the hive inspected that day. We were horsing around so badly. Anyway, I'm rattling too much, so we'll let you go and take a look at the power behind these engravers. And they're called pneumatic engravers. APG F2520, I think is what's on the website. I can't remember, but that's the number on for the pneumatic engraver. So thank you for watching, and comments are always welcomed. Constructive comments I will always answer to. Please do not put negative or distasteful comments on our web or our YouTube, please. Nobody needs that. We just want constructive and good fun for everyone. So God bless everybody out there. Take care. Be very safe, and we'll talk to you on the next video. So long.